What's up, guys? It's showtime. Sorry for the delay. I just had to get some things in order before the stream started. Let's see who is all here. Oops. Alright, I gotta catch up on this. First of all, what's up, Butter? What's up, H? Barnabas? Alright, so I have you three starting out. Butter, Barnabas, and H. So for a recap, the professor is sending y'all to Africa for your next mission. We have to stop some poachers. We got to roll to see what the weather will be like in Africa. 13. That gives us. Sorry for the serpent hiss there. A quake, a tremor in the ground could yield buried treasures or secret caves. My stream is echoing. Is it echoing for everybody? Am I echoing for everyone? Oh, hear the drums echoing tonight. All right, I got you. Okay, I got confused for a second. So anybody who comes in later, they're all. The professor has everything set up. Private plane drops down on the farm, brings everybody aboard, whether they're present or not. So again, if anyone starts after we get started, they will be on the plane. It's not like a first class flight. It's more of like a former military cargo plane, but it's enough to comfortably fit at least 20 people. You all will be sleeping through the flight, so when we begin, the plane successfully touches down in Africa. No, definitely not Mr. Beast plane. Let me get some music. It's kind of quiet without any background noise. Give me a second. Unfortunately, I can't use it. I'll get copyright claim. I got copyright claim for the Ring-a-Ding song on Super Smash Brothers. So I have to be careful with what I use. We'll use the Savannah um, background music with the Blueberry Academy. For real? I've never gotten. We've had so many Smash streams and I didn't get any claims from that. It must have been one of the versions of it. What did he do? Did he fight it or did he just delete it or mute it? Just I'll be. Thanks for the tip, Barnabas. I'll be definitely sure to speak with her, see where it could get it. All right, good to know. Good to know. When did he start streaming Smash? All right, we're ready to rock. Ready to rock. Ready to roll. So the plane successfully touches down onto African soil. You're in the African savannah, so it's not Egypt, it's more like South Africa. Rat poison destroyed everybody. Yeah, you have a really good amiibo there. Yesterday I buffed up mine. I gave them proper spirits to increase their offense and defense ratings. So now they're in the 4 digits instead of the 3 digits. So the professor's coming with you on this journey. After the plane touches down, uh, everybody helps out with making a base camp. So y'all have like tents with healing supplies and whatnot. So if any time you need to heal for this session, you just go back to camp and it'd just be like going back to the farm. And the professor explains to you guys that the poachers will probably have guns and Pokemon. So um, he hands out this bulletproof vest that has the insignia of the PPC on it. So now you guys have bulletproof vests. They will protect you from basic projectiles, mainly bullets. A jeep pulls up to the campsite and then asks if the professor is ready. Two African safari rangers get out and they explain to the professor that there usually is three poachers who drive around on their Jeeps, and they are illegally catching Pokemon without the use of like Pokeballs. They're using electrified nets. Some of them are even like um, using javelins, harpoons. Some of the Pokemon have unfortunately passed away in the process of them being hunted. So it is the PPC's mission to stop these poachers by any means that you guys see fit. You guys have a Jeep that you can use at your leisure. And you pretty much just have the entire African safari filled with various Pokemon, any means you see fit. But depending on how you decide, uh, could have other consequences. There are no shops, but the professor does hand each of you two safari balls. The safari balls can only be used on this trip. You are basically the law in this situation. Yep, you still have your regular Pokeballs. The Safari Balls have high catch rates, so you would have to just be very unlucky if yours didn't doesn't work. Let me go through what everybody has. Barnabas, you have 10 Pokeballs. H has 2 Pokeballs, a Great Ball, and a Premier Ball. And Pasco has 1 Premier Ball, 1 Great Ball, in addition to the Safari Balls. Any Pokemon that you catch during this trip will automatically, if you have a full party, it'll automatically get sent back to camp. As everybody is talking, suddenly there is a huge earthquake and you can feel the ground rumble beneath you. The professor steadies himself. The jeeps rock back and forth. The plane is shaking, but it's still in one piece. And then within minutes, the trembling stops. Professor says he's going to do some geographical readings of the area to figure out where and why this tremor happened. It's not normal behavior for this part of the world. And he says, be careful out there. If you need to come back, I'll heal you up. H. You see several Pokemon out in the distance, but they're too far to make out what they are. There's a cloud of dust on the horizon. One of the park rangers says that could be either a windstorm dust devil or it could be one of the poachers' vehicles kicking up dirt by driving through the terrain. So Pasco said he's leaving Star behind. So Star's going to be in her Pokeball at home base. So from what you guys can see, there's like the dust cloud in the distance. There's several shadows out in the distance that are Pokemon, but you're not close enough to see what they are yet. Perception check from Pasco, 19. Pasco squints his eyes and he can make out one of the shapes, a tall giraffe in the distance. It's a giraffe. Let's roll to see what its nature is. 11. mild-natured giraffe, just casually munching on some acacia trees. The giraffe spots you, but it still stands its ground, still licking the leaves off the spiny acacia tree. Yep, you guys have one jeep to take together. Right, since Pasco's the first one who did a perception check, I got him at the wheel. But he hopped out to get a closer look at the giraffe rig, so I guess H is at the wheel now. But right now, if you are you getting a closer look at the giraffe rig? All right, so now you're driving, Pasco. The giraffe finishes its meal and then is trotting away. Its tail is keeping an eye on the group arguing at the jeep. If you want, we can do a charisma check to see who gets the final say so and who's in charge. If you guys can't come to an agreement. Barnabas's charisma is 5. H's charisma is 2. Pasco's charisma is 3. And those would get added to a d20 roll, and whoever has the highest roll is the leader. All right, let's see. This is the roll to see who takes the wheel. This is starting with Barnabas's roll. Charisma 5 plus 15. That's a 20. So Barnabas is sitting at 20. Tough roll to beat, but not impossible. H's turn, charisma of 2. He needs a 19 or higher to beat the roll. He gets a 5. Plus 2 is 7. He does not get the wheel. And Pasco with charisma of 3 gets a nat 3, giving him 6. So Barnabas takes the wheel and is currently in charge. At any point, Barnabas could give up the leader status to a member of his choosing. The giraffe rig is long gone now. Into the dust cloud you go, and you do indeed see another Jeep. There is one poacher driving, and the other one has a tranquilizer rifle. They are driving towards a herd of Rhyhorn. Joy Boy starts coughing at the dirt that's getting into his mouth as you're driving through, pursuing the poacher's Jeep. Fun time, awesome. Welcome in, welcome in. Just in time. It's a Jeep though, and the windows are down. It's like an open Jeep. Hey, Lunda, and it's okay that you're late. Fun time, no problem. We can still include you. What's up? And what's up, Lunda? So to get fun time caught up, the plane has landed in Africa. The professor and the rest of the team made a campsite at where the plane is. And there are three poachers that are going around poaching and hunting Pokemon illegally in this area. African Embassy has requested the PPC to stop the poachers by any means necessary. What that means, that's totally up to you. You did not crash. No, like I said, the plane successfully landed. There is a Jeep with Rangers that will drive you to where you need to be to join the rest of the team. The professor also gives Mark is your trainer name, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's your trainer name. You have a bulletproof vest, which will protect you from most projectiles, mainly bullets. Three Pokeballs, three potions, and the professor also gives you two Safari Balls. The Safari Balls can only be used in this session. They have high catch rates, though. It says that I knew I should have stayed home today. Yeah, the magic school bus. I knew I should have stayed home today. Well, this is your chance to catch some more Pokemon that are normally not found in the Florida area. You don't necessarily have to go against the poachers. If you want to do some Pokemon training and catching, you're more than likely to do that. But right now we have Barnabas, who's in charge. H and Pasco have caught up to the other poacher's vehicle. The poacher with the harpoon, with the tranquilizer gun, realizes that they're being pursued by the PPC. Funtime is not there yet. Funtime has a choice of either if he wants to help you guys or um, go somewhere else where wild Pokemon are. All right, the poacher riding shotgun throws out a Pokeball, and a Machoke comes out, and the Machoke is standing in the way of the Jeep. It's bracing itself for an impact, and it's holding its fists out, attempting to stop your Jeep. Behind you guys, the two Rangers are driving Mark, which is fun time, to your destination. So Mark is there as well. Pasco is telling Fart the Second to get into the Jeep and spy on them. Don't make a sound. I might sound like I do, but I don't feel like I do. My nose isn't right today. Glenda, you ask me that every stream. Every stream you ask me about Rick and Morty. Is that like your life? Is that all it is? I get that it's a good show. All right, you guys have sent out your Pokemon. Are you stopping the Jeep or are you continually driving towards the Machoke? Yeah, you're there. You're with them now. Butter, butter, butter. That's bad. That's bad. Can you remove that, butter? I know it's not out of context, but I don't need somebody else to take it out of context. Thank you, thank you. I know what you meant, but like I said, in this day and age, I have to be careful with what is said, as innocent as it is. Yeah, I know I can, but I have like all the programs open right now. I didn't want to add additional window, and I knew Butter's good with like doing stuff, so it's good. All right, so Fart the Ghastly has went into combat with the Machoke. The Jeep that Mark is in drives past you guys and is also pursuing the other Jeep. Meanwhile, Fart the Second cannot move fast enough in the air to catch up with the enemy's Jeep. He is too slow. So he returns to Pasco. The Machoke tries to punch at the Ghastly, but the move fails because can't hit the ghost. So this is an official Pokemon battle now. It is Fart's turn. Fart has Lick and Hypnosis. Or sorry, Lick and Confuse Ray. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda. Confuse Ray. It's a hit. The Machoke is now confused. Machoke realizes that it can't do anything to the Ghastly and shrugs its shoulders and attempts to run after the Jeep that the poacher just is completely disregarding altogether. So that battle is won. Fart goes up to level 4. His special defense goes up by 1, putting it at a 6. What stat do you increase on Fart besides speed? Or not speed, defense. You definitely can, Mark. Fun time. Special attack to Fart. That puts it at a 7. And Ghastly or Fart has learned hypnosis. Can now put people and Pokemon to sleep if the accuracy succeeds. 50% chance. Somebody with no butt teabagging. That's funny. All right, you guys are closer to the Rhyhorn now. The driver of the Jeep ends up doing a U-turn and parking his Jeep, hops out of the vehicle, and throws out his Pokemon. Oops. He's got a Darumaka. The Rhyhorn are getting restless and feel like they're being corralled. They are in distress. You certainly can. You have the wheel, Barnabas. We're going to roll to see. You need a 6 or higher to do this if you are serious. A 6 or higher will succeed. You gotta choose quickly though, because the Darumaka is gonna attack. Roll to run over the poacher. All right, let's see. The poacher barrels out of the way, does a barrel roll or somersault, cartwheel, whatever you want to call it, a somersault. He somersaults out of the way. You guys barely miss him, and you end up crashing into the Jeep of the other Everybody gets flung from their vehicles. Now I have to roll to see how much physical damage everybody takes. Barnabas takes 1 damage. You have 9 out of 10 health. H takes 4 damage, giving him 11 out of 15 health. Pasco gets 3 damage, giving him 9 out of 12 health. The Jeep was bulky enough to protect you from actually like getting more hurt, but both Jeeps are destroyed. The only drivable Jeep now is the one that Fun Time showed up in with the 2 Rangers. The Machoke from earlier goes up to its trainer and punches him in the face, completely KOing him. So 1 poacher has been defeated by his own Pokemon. The other poacher orders the Darumaka to attack Barnabas. It attempts to use Bite on him. It misses. The Darumaka is dancing threw off its own tempo, and the Bite missed Barnabas. Yeah, that indeed happened. That trainer got knocked the fuck out. H wants Fart to use hypnosis on the poacher. All right, you need a 3 or higher for success. Hypnosis missed. Pasco goes over to Machoke. Hands in the air and I won't hurt you. Calm down, it's okay. Need to roll to see if the Machoke's still confused. He is still confused. Machoke punches itself in the face in confusion, but the fist misses. He failed to even punch himself. No, you meant to have your hands in there? Oh boy, this is a mess, but it's funny as hell, man. Hands in there. That's what I took it as, that you're being like, hands in there, like a cop. Yeah, Fart used hypnosis and it missed the trainer. The Darumaka attempts to use Bite on Fart. It succeeds. Big damage. It is super effective, and Fart ends up fainting from the damage. So Fart has fainted. See if the Machoke's still confused. He is still confused. The Machoke goes to punch the other trainer. It succeeds. The other trainer is knocked out. Both poachers have been defeated. Unfortunately, you cannot catch the Machoke because it belongs to the. It's actually a already owned Pokemon. The Rangers end up arresting the unconscious um, poachers. They use the Pokeballs, the corresponding Pokeballs for the Doramaka and the Machoke. And the whole party is taken into custody. The one ranger radios for another jeep to be driven to your all's location. And you now have your own jeep, the four of you. You all level up. We'll start with Barnabas. You've reached level 4. What stat would you like to increase? Strength, wisdom, constitution, intelligence, dexterity, or charisma? H, you are also level 4 now. You get to raise one of your stats. Pasco, you are level 4. You get to raise one of your stats. And Mark, you are now level 3. You can raise one of your stats. Barnabas gets strength boost, bringing it to a 2. H gets constitution, bringing it to a 4, which brings his HP to 18. Max HP is now 18. Pasco says charisma. That gets brought to a 4. And Mark's got wisdom, which brings it to a 1. Barnabas has given H control of this Jeep. So now it's the 4 of you. The other Rangers took their Jeep and the other poachers left. There is one more poacher left out there. The herd of Rhyhorn is stampeding away. Well, not stampeding, but running away from y'all's battle. HS Mark, do you have a problem with me driving, or would you rather have Pasco drive? Yes, they are. They are certainly can be in the wild. So now that the poacher's jeep has been cleared, the dust is settling around, and you can see the area around you more clearly. There is a large canyon that looks like it freshly opened, probably from the earthquake. And then there is a water hole, pretty much like a pond, that other wild Pokemon are all gathered around. H is the one in charge, so if you guys are going to the Oasis watering hole, then that is will it be. All right, you guys, as you get closer to the Oasis, you guys see the following Pokemon all lined up at the along drinking water from the watering hole. Doduo, Rhyhorn, Tauros, the Kanto Tauros, Blitzel, Litleo, Poochyena, Phanpy, Chimchar, Purloin, Tepig, and Mankey. Barnabas calls for Chimchar, and Butter called dibs on Tepig. H goes for the Mankey. The only there weren't any, like, I guess the closest one would be Poochiana. He's like a hyena dog. That's the only canine-esque one there. Poochiana it is for you, Mark. Since H is in charge, we will start with H first. The Mankey. Nature on the Mankey. Lonely. Char is facing the Mankey. As the Mankey is scooping up its water, it looks and meets eyes with Char. And then gets into a combat stance. The Mankey is faster, so the Mankey will go first. The Mankey uses focus energy, boosting the chances for a critical hit. Now when I move for an accuracy check, any roll of 10 or higher will count as a crit. Or sorry, 15 or higher will count as a crit instead of the 20. If you need Char Cadet's moves, they are Astonish, Ember, and Leer. So Ember, Leer, and Astonish are your Char's attacks. And it is Char's turn. Ember, let's see, hits, succeeds. See if it burns. No burn. Mankey takes a hit, winces a little bit, but gets back up and goes to use Scratch. Not a crit. Regular damage on Char. Char has 8 out of 12 health left. Back to Char. You throw the Safari Ball. The Safari Ball only requires 3 d20s instead of the regular 5. So if you get a 60, catch rate is 60. So if you get anything, like, it'd be impossible to get. So you caught the Mankey. It is yours. And it is a female. Char goes to level 4. Giving a boost to special defense at a 6. What stat do you want to increase for Char besides defense? The Mankey is level 4. Lonely nature. Speed. Alright, Charcadet now has 5 speed. Do you want to give a nickname to the female Mankey yet? Alright, no worries. So let's move on to the next person in line, which will be Barnabas. Barnabas has chosen the Chimchar. Roll 6. Bold nature. Okay, Barnabas, your Tailo sparkles in the afternoon African sky because it is a shiny. The Tailo knows peck and growl. The Tailo is faster than the Chimchar. Peck hits. Regular damage. The Chimchar falls on his butt but gets back up, dusts himself off, and he goes to use Scratch. Hits. Tailo takes low damage, has 10 out of 12 HP left. Back to the Tailo. Peck again. Hits. Decent damage. The Chimchar is now limping. Chimchar goes to use Scratch. Succeeds. 2 more damage. Tailo has 8 out of 12 health left. Okay, you're using a regular Pokeball. You do have 10, so right now the catch rate is at 55. 19, 30, 45. If you get anything higher than a 10, he's going to break out. Oh, you just got it. You just got it. The Chimchar is successfully yours. Literally, if it was 1 higher, he would have broken out. So you now have 9 Pokeballs left. But you are now the proud owner of a Let's check the gender. Male Chimchar. It's level 3. Bananas. That's a cool name. Bananas. I'm gonna have to use that when I train a Infernape in Scarlet. Bold Nature. And your Tailo levels up to level 4. It gets a boost in speed, and you can increase another stat besides special defense for the Tailo. Health. Alright. Tail's HP goes to 15. It is now Pasco's turn. Pasco sent out his Joy Boy to go after the Tepig. Let's pull up Tepig. Oh, that's Pig Night. See the nature of this boy or girl. Get down, Milo. 18. Timid nature. You would take the Pig Night. Joy Boy is faster, so Joy Boy gets to go first. He has Water Gun and Hypnosis. Water Gun. Hits. Super effective. Tepig gets up and then looks like it passes out but gets up one more time. Tepig goes to use Tackle. Succeeds. Joy Boy takes decent damage, going from 12 to 9. Alright, the catch rate is 70, so it's only 3, so you got it. You're now the proud owner of Tepig. It is a male. It's level 4. Timid nature. You got a nickname for it? Oreo. And Joy Boy levels up to level 6. He gets a boost to special defense, bringing it up to a 6. What else would you like to increase on Joy Boy? Besides attack. Yes, it will be. It's your turn very soon, Mark. Speed. That is one fast tadpole. Speed is at a 9. And he learns the move pound. It's a weak normal physical attack. Okay, we are now at the Puchiana with Mark. Rolling for the Poochie's nature. 8. Lacks nature. Who are you sending out against the Pooch, Mark? You got your Mistake, the Rattata. You got your Rockruff, named, you got your Rockruff, and then you got your Pidgey named Pidgeot. Gotcha, Pasco. Alright, Rockruff. The Poochyena is faster than the Rockruff. So it's going to go first. And it uses Tackle on Rockruff. Succeeds. Even though the damage is decent, the Rockruff kind of shrugs it off. And it is Rockruff's turn. He has Tackle and Leer. Tackle. Succeeds. Big damage. The Poochyena gets knocked on his side, but he gets back up. He uses Howl. He increases his attack stat by 1 level. Back to Rockruff. You have 2 Safari Balls in addition to your regular Pokeballs. The Safari Balls have high success rates, but they can only be used in this session. You use a Safari Ball. Alright. 75 is the catch rate, but there's no way you can reach that, so You automatically catch the Poochyena. It is a female. You get your fourth Pokemon. She's level 4. Also, your Rockruff goes up to level 4 and learns Sand Attack. Using the move will decrease the opponent's accuracy by 1 level. And you have named her Scar. Cool name. In the meantime, you guys see a giant net get shot out from behind y'all, and it lands on the remaining Pokemon that were at the watering hole. The last poacher is behind you guys, and he's got a tow truck, and he is reeling in the net with the tow cable. The Pokemon that you guys caught are safe in your Pokeballs, but the rest of the wild Pokemon he's snatching, and the net is electrified. You tell Chargadet to use Ember on the net. Oh, where'd my rolls go? Come back. See if Ember hits. Ember does hit, but the fire is not hot enough to actually ignite the netting. The netting is made out of a microfiber, which is conducting the electricity, keeping the charge going. It's not made out of like string or wool. Yes, he can. Your Pokemon can use any attacks on the trainer. Let's see if it hits. If that's what you're doing. Yes, Barnabas. It will. Rockruff uses Sand Attack on the poacher. It succeeds. The poacher stops his reeling in the net. He gets out of the tow truck and he has his hands in the air, and as he's trying to wipe the dirt off his eyes, he says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." He's like, I'll make a deal with you guys. Let me go and I'll make it worth your while. H says no. H calls the Rangers to call them to arrest the poacher. The poacher mutters something under his breath, like, "Oh God, why does everybody gotta be goody goody two shoes nowadays?" The poacher goes over to the net. But out of the water comes a crocodile, grabbing the poacher in his jaws and thrashing him to pieces. Got a roll for the nature on the crocodile. 4. Naughty. The crocodile drags its prey back into the muddy banks. The rest of the rangers show up and ask what happened to the poacher. Then they see a hand laying by the water bank, and then they realize what happened. And they said, "Yeah, that's it's definitely our resident uh territorial Pokemon of this area. We should probably get away from the water bank in case he comes back for more." The Rangers end up confiscating the tow truck. They freely turn off the generator that was supplying the electricity. They free the rest of the Pokemon, which scatter in all different directions. The Rangers bow, thanking you for your service, and they escort you back to the campsite. The sun is beginning to set. The professor has a campfire going with plenty of food and beverages for everybody to enjoy. He congratulates y'all on a mission well done and says you guys are free to enjoy the rest of the evening to do however you please here in Africa. He says he did, when he did his seismic reports, that a cavern was discovered through the geographical readings. If you would like to explore that. Otherwise, you can use the remaining safari balls you have to catch other Pokemon that normally wouldn't be available under regular circumstances. In the game, it's 7:40 p.m., but it's still light enough to see. The professor says that you could find almost any kind of rock, especially in a place like Africa. Africa has been known for their crystals, their beautiful gemstones, all kinds of rocks. It's probably one of the largest mining countries, continents on the globe. Yep, dusk. So Barnabas still has two safari balls. Everybody else still has one. Joy Boy jumps around happily and nods. The professor says you can bet that you will probably find some Pokemon in those caves. Alright, so we got Pasco's gonna go to the cavern. Mark's going to go off to train in the wilderness. Barnabas says he's going to the cavern. But Pasco is in the lead because he's the first one who left to the go. Alright, so yep, 3 people go into the cave. The professor has given you guys flashlights, so you'll be able to see in the dark. Because by the time you guys are done in the cave, it will be nighttime, and the cave itself will be dark. Okay, H, thanks for playing tonight. We'll have you resting at the campsite, and you will safely make it back home with the others next time we play next week. So now we have the three of you going to the cave. Pasco's in the lead because he's the first one who left. The cave is like, instead of being in the side of a mountain, there's a crevice in the middle of the ground that forms like a canyon. And in that canyon is a hole that opened between the earth. But it is, it's not too steep. You're able to walk down there without any need of climbing equipment. Some wild Zubat fly by out of the entrance. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? They don't have a Great Dane Pokemon yet, do they? Inside the cave, you see that there are shiny objects embedded in the walls. He goes from a corgi to a greyhound, right? Barnabas does a perception check. 6 plus your wisdom of 3 is 9. Alright, you see some Zubat and a Geodude. One Geodude and one Zubat. Barnabas. Yeah, that's cool. I liked how they implemented a region's culture into some of the Pokemon they made. Let's see what the Zubat is. Oh, that's a 20, which means we roll the d20 again. If it's another 20, then the Zubat is shiny. Nope. Okay, this is a naive Zubat. By the way, everyone's Pokemon are healed, and y'all's health are restored when you went back to the base. All right, who are you sending out against the Zubat? Not yet, he doesn't. Pasco asked Poliwag, I always insisted that you become Politoad and forced it upon you, but I never asked. What would you like to be? Joy Boy jumps up and down and spits water in the air in the form of Politoad's curl on top of his head. Turn your tail to the right for Poliwrath, turn your left for Politoad. Joy Boy uses his tail and points to Pasco's heart. The Zubat is faster than the Rockruff. Zubat uses Absorb. It hits. It's super effective. Rockruff has 9 out of 12 HP left. He throws Safari Ball at the Zubat. Okay, this is your last Safari Ball. You got a catch rate of 50, 20, 30. Alright, you caught it. The Zubat is officially yours. Gender on the Zubat is boy. It's level 4. Naive nature. Yeah, it was. If you would have gotten like 2 20s and then a 12, it would have failed. Perception check with butter. 9 plus Butter's wisdom. Or I should say Pasco's wisdom being 2, 9, 10, 11. So as you get closer, you see a trio of 3 sparkling items, but the way they are in the wall, if you pull one, the other 2 are going to be buried in the rubble afterwards. And you see a water stone, a leaf stone, and a fire stone. You can grab one of the 3, or you can leave them be. Zubat's name is S'mores. Got it. Unfortunately, if Pasco chooses one, the other 2 are going to be buried. To confirm, Pasco, you're choosing the Firestone. Your brain's a mess. You need a shrink. I'm sorry to hear that, Wanda. All right, one firestone is added to Pasco's inventory. The rest of the stones get burnt or buried, not burnt, lost in the rubble. As you guys continue the cavern, you end up seeing scratch marks along the walls, and some rocks have scratch marks in them. The cavern opens up into a den that has sparkling objects around it as well. Yeah, Pasco is ahead of you guys. He's deeper in the cave than the two of you. I'm gonna do a perception check, or for Mark shining his flashlight around. The flashlight reflects brilliant light, and there is a big nugget sticking out of the ground in front of Mark. Not yet, Barnabas. No legendary Pokemon. You don't see any signs of a legendary Pokemon being around. Mark, do you take the nugget? Do you take the big nugget? Uh-oh. You're gonna break your teeth. All right, Mark gets the nugget. Or I should say the big nugget. It's bigger than a regular gold nugget. Pasco's perception check on the claw marks on the rock. 12 plus wisdom. 15. So from what you gather, the claw markings uh, can either be from the sand shrew, sand slash family, or the excadrill family. But none of those Pokemon are around at the moment. Mark and Barnabas end up in the open part of the cavern that has the scratches on the walls and the rocks. Perception check on the shiny stuff in the room. From what you can see, some are basic crystals, others are rocky stones that you cannot identify immediately. Linda, I think sometimes they want you to repeat things just to make sure that like they can grasp what you're saying. Perception check on the big cave, Barnabas. 13 plus your wisdom, 16. So you can tell that the claw marks in the cave were either made by the Sandslash family or the Excadrill family. You also notice that some of the gems and rocks have teeth marks in them. And you can hear some scuffling sounds deeper in the cave. Pasco asks Joy Boy to use water gun and wash away some of the dirt and sand around the place. Some of the rocks do get their dirt washed off, and you find an Everstone. Do you pick up the Everstone? You now have an Everstone added to your inventory, Pasco. Joy Boy's just happy that he could be of service to you. Lunda, I personally have never had to deal with that, so I can't really give you any advice on that. I do hope they mean well, but why would they need to grab? Just, I don't know, sometimes just so they can get to know you. Because if you said current, I want it. I imagine that means that they change often. All right, you guys descend deeper into the cave. Yeah, exactly as Barnabas said. In the cave, you see a small mining operation going on by some wild drillbur. And they are chipping away at a bunch of rocks and such. And then you hear a scuffle, and in that scuffle, they've caught a wild sableye trying to eat some of their gems. The sableye is surrounded by drillbur, and the drillbur are not happy. You want to help the drillbur. Are you going to battle the sableye? All right. Joy Boy is faster than Sableye. So Joy Boy gets the first move. Use water gun on the purple pest. Nice use of alliteration. Water gun hits. Critical hit. Sableye gets blasted into a rock, but gets up. Still has some fight in him. He goes to use Scratch. Hits. Joy Boy takes a little bit of damage. He has 10 out of 12 health left. Oh, sorry. Good call, Barnabas. Nope, it is not a shiny Sableye. Good call. Good call. The Sableye is adamant nature. Water gun again. Another critical hit. The Sableye faints. Two crits in a row. Joy Boy goes to level 7. Gets another increase in special defense, which brings it to 7. What stat do you increase on Joy Boy? Anything except physical attack. Special defense. Right. Bumps up to 8. The Drillbur celebrate, and then they bow, and an Excadrill comes out from the darkness. Is this stream okay? Am I getting a notification that it's... Okay, looks good. The Excadrill brings out a trove of treasures. In those treasures, there is a nugget, a dusk stone, a dawn stone, and a king's rock. Also, guys, the stream will be ending in about 20 minutes. All right, you have a King's Rock now in your inventory, Pasco. That might work. That might work in this game. Fun time. All the drill burn Excadrill wave as Pasco exits the cavern. Well, there's only one way to find out, Barnabas. I am not teasing you, no siree. That's cool. That's cool to hear, Pasco. Butter. The Excadrill points at Mark and Barnabas to see if they want some of the treasure. Pasta fish, meatball, lasagna lunge, spaghetti slap. Oh gosh. Joy Boy jumps around very happily. Barnabas takes the nugget. And fun time. Mark takes the dusk stone. And that was the end of the cavern. So the only way to continue is to go out the way you came in. When you guys go back outside, it is fully nighttime. But you have your flashlight, so you're still able to see. The professor is calling everybody, requesting that they wrap up what they need to do, because after a good night's rest, you'll be returning home. Perception check. Bring up the dice. Barnabas. 7. You catch a glimpse of some blitzels galloping across the path. Their little bolts are lighting up as they run by. All right, your Rockruff accepts it happily. Joy Boy acknowledges and had fun on the trip as well. Let's see what this Blissel is. 17. Sassy nature. Who are you sending out against the Blitzel, Barnabas? You use a safari ball. All right. You got a catch rate of 50, 13, 2, 30. All right, the Blitzel is successfully yours. It is a male. Joy Boy puts the King's Rock on his head and is wearing it like a crown. All right, we'll roll another perception check for you. 6. Chasing the Blitzel is a group of wild, come on, dice, come back to me. Purloin. I think it would look cool with the hat. Joy Boy is pumped up. All right, same catch rate of 50 with 3 balls, 9, 13, and 5. The purloin is successfully yours. I forgot to roll for its nature. Its nature is... Oh, wait, did I roll? No. Okay, it is not shiny. 16. Careful nature. It is not shiny. But it is yours, and it is a female. And that was your last Safari Ball. Any percentage we confirmed? Alright, so everybody's back at camp now. Professor says, "Oh, I noticed that a lot of you look like you've had a productive trip here." The professor sees that Joy Boy is wearing the King's Rock. He is amused and happy for Barnabas. He sees that, or happy for Pasco. Then he sees Barnabas's Pokemon that he caught. He's like, "I'm glad this was a very productive trip." He's like, we're gonna be doing more of these as the PPC becomes well known and becomes more successful. He is glad that nobody got hurt in the Jeep wreck, and payment will be received when they get back home, and everything gets situated there. And this is where we are going to wrap it up. You want s'mores, not your Pokemon s'mores? Professor laughs and brings out some marshmallows, some graham crackers, and pretty much shares campfire tales of when the professor was young and what he used to do and what he looks forward to in the future with his companions. Yep, you will receive payment every time you guys complete an official mission. There is monetary rewards. Yep, we're not going to go on a raid. We're just going to end tonight. Thanks for playing as always. This was probably one of my favorite, just because it was like out of the normal. Um, how should I say this? It was a whole different area to prep for, and I like the Africa setting, so I thought it was a lot of fun. Professor Redwood says that all of the professors from various regions are trying to work on a stable portal where humans could go through unharmed to travel to and from the Pokemon world. So once that becomes achievable, you could visit Kanto, Johto, Unova, any of the existing regions once that technology becomes available. Eventually, we're gonna do where we're gonna talk about everybody's favorite moments on the stream, talk about the funny moments. We already have records of our first shiny, the Tailo. all of Pasco's antics. So when we return, we'll be back on the farm and we will see what else is in store for the PPC. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for joining as always. I'll see some of you tomorrow for some more Amiibo action in Smash Brothers. Have a good night.